Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining, thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Melinda and I'm a part-time reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. My username on those platforms along with Instagram is Tailored and Teal, and I'll link all of my platforms in the description below. So today we have a what sold video, and these are sales from March 16th through March 31st. I am a little late in the game on this, being under quarantine with other people working in the house and the dogs. It's been kind of hard to actually have a moment to myself and record this video. However, it's here. I'm doing it. All right, so let's start on over Mercari like we always do. I had one sale on that. It was a J. Crew green floral sheath dress. It was the one dress that I used in how I stain treat my items video as an example, because there was a little wear for the underneath the arms, and it sold for $21. There was a $2.10 fee, giving me $18.90 profit on that one. Next, we have Poshmark. I had 5 sales on Poshmark. First up was I have my computer down here, so if I'm looking down, that's why. All right, first up is an Eileen Fisher Linen Blend Space Dye Sweater Tunic. This sold for $30. Next is a Talbot's Women Nordic Print Navy Blue Sweater. This was a size 2X, which is one of the reasons why I picked it up. I also liked the Nordic print detail around the neckline, and it sold for $25. I had 2 little issues this month. I sold a boutique blouse that I purchased off of Poshmark Wholesale Market. I purchased this when I first started, and Poshmark is like, you can get your wholesale certificate. Just answer these few questions. And I did, and I ordered some things, and I really wasn't happy. They were expensive, and they smelled bad. So they've actually been hanging over here on this rack for over a year. And one of them finally sold. I took a best offer of $15. I'm pretty sure I had it listed for $30, but I wanted to move the inventory because I've been sitting on it for over a year. I knew that I would take a loss pretty much, or just break even. And then I pulled it off of the rack, and there was a stain right in the middle of the shirt. Now these were brand new, out of packaging, wholesale items. I don't know how there was a stain on it, and I don't know how I missed it, but I did. So I wanted to send it to the customer anyway because it was kind of a faint stain. I did attempt to stain treat it, but it did not come out. So I left the lady a note and said, hey, I pulled this to send to you, and this is what happened. Please open a case if you're unhappy with your purchase or if you can't wear it. So she did. She opened the case. That was my first Poshmark case ever. And I apologized to the lady. I said, I'm so sorry. You know, I wanted to have you decide if it was well enough to wear or not. She's like, no problem. I said, please donate it. I don't want it back. She said, no problem. I donate a lot to a women's shelter, so this will go well there. So that made me feel happy. And after all of this, I lost $11.67 because that's how much these blouses cost per item. So I don't really recommend Poshmark wholesale because it's a lot of boutique items. And a lot of people don't know those brands or don't look for those brands. So just be wary when you do Poshmark wholesale. Do your research is what I would have to say. Not sure I would ever do it again though. All right, and then we have this is the other want for the month or for the 2 weeks. This was a bundle of a John Galt romper and a lush black blouse and dress, or blouson. I need to look that up before I do these videos. I apologize. I accidentally sweater shaved a hole, and actually 2 holes into the lush dress, and I was really angry, and I messaged the lady or the customer and said, listen, here's what happened. Do you want to receive the package? And if you don't like it, you can put a case on, or do you want to cancel it altogether? She just decided to cancel, which is fine. I'm actually going to end up donating the lush dress because it's a pretty big hole. So just be careful when sweater shaving. I probably need to upgrade mine, but lesson learned on that one. So the whole bundle of $30 was canceled. Then we have track TRAQ by Allegria Queen Funplex Purple Sandal. So these were baffling. So Salvation Army wrote in Sharpie on the bottom of the shoe the price tag. Normally, I'm able to get it off with my trick of nail polish and dryer sheet, but that did not work. I went to Instagram and everyone's suggesting Goo Gone, rubbing alcohol, magic eraser, regular pencil eraser, WD-40. I tried everything and nothing helped get this Sharpie off. So I bit the bullet, I listed it as is, and it sold a day later for $30, for full asking price of $30. So, you know, I held on to these for over a month before listing them because I just didn't want to do it with that flaw on the bottom, but just list it. If you have something that you're not sure about, just list it and see what happens. All right, then we have an Athleta Empire waisted V-neck midi dress. This was like an olive green color with these black dotted swirls all over it. Really nice condition. It sold for $20. And then the last thing was a Loops and Threads gradient yarn in Borealis was the color. This was from my own closet or storage closet, whatever you want to call it. I purchased this probably over 5 years ago with intentions of knitting something, and I never did. So it sold on best offer. I believe I sent an offer for $10. So out of my 5 sales on Poshmark, I made $115 in sales, $25.95 in fees. I sent out 2 shipping discounts for $4.24 of those discounts, and giving me a total of $84.81 on Poshmark, and an average sales price of $23, which is actually pretty high for Poshmark. All right, moving on to eBay. I had 28 sales. First up is a vintage maroon tulip taper candle holders. So these are from my mother's house. She didn't want them anymore, and they're a staple of my childhood. I remember them in the window. They're very country, Dutch decor, and I believe they were from the early 1990s. So they sold for $12. Next is a Zenergy by Chico's Nima 4-way stretch eye cat dress. This was in one of my most recent thrift hauls. This sold in a few hours, I believe, for best offer of $15. Then we have an American Eagle Outfitters Rust Soft and Sexy Fringe tank top. This had a lot of watchers. This was my second time listing it, so I relisted it on eBay. I think I had 9 watchers on the first listing, and no one wanted it after sending out offers after offers. So I relisted it, and I think I even raised the price a little bit, and it sold for full asking price of $19.99. It did sell a few weeks after I relisted it, but it does help. Then we have another American Eagle Outfitters. These were distressed high-rise shorty cutoff jean shorts. These were a great size, a size 12, and they sold for $18.50. And we have a Talbot's Women's Petite Sailboat pull-on ankle jogger pants. I had these for way too long, and I honestly thought that they'd sell a lot quicker. They were a really fun print. They were a really nice fabric. Drawstring elastic waist. They were a great size, 16 women petite, but they took a while, maybe because it's a very specific size, but they did sell for $18.75. Then we have an Athleta bright pink Vital swimsuit shorts, and these sold for $14. Then we have a Gap navy blue pinstripe skinny ankle pants, size 00. These sold for $14.75. Don't be afraid to list small items because everybody needs to wear clothing, like I've said in my previous videos. Then we have a Nike Fit Racerback athletic tank top. This actually I received in a bundle of items from a fellow Poshmark and Instagram follower and friend. And she sent me a lot of inventory that she couldn't sell or didn't want to share anymore. So I bought it at a pretty low cost, and it sold for $10. All right, this next mug was really cool. So it's the New York Lottery the Galaxy VIP collection is what the brand was underneath. It was a coffee cup, but it was like really heavy duty. You could tell it was made probably 20 years ago. I'm not sure if it was vintage, but it definitely had a retro look to it. And it actually sold for $15 and it went about an hour north of where I live. So I thought that was pretty cool. Next is a vintage olive green glass top hat planter or candy dish, whatever you wanted to use for it. This was from my mom's house. She didn't want it anymore and it sold for $6. Then we have a bundle of big boy items. I'm slowly getting rid of those items in my store. I think I only have a few things left. So this was a lot of big boy sports themed figurines and a big boy restaurant plastic bib from maybe early 2000s, I'm not sure. Those sold in a bundle for $11.50. Next is an Urban Expressions orange square flower zipper purse, certified vegan. This sold for $10 because it did have some wear on the strap. I did notate that in the listing and I did get positive feedback from it, but they did list or they did mention the wear on the strap, but still they said that it was a very cute purse. Next is an Ellie Tahari purple wine plush soft corduroy pants. These were like the softest corduroy pants that I've felt ever. I don't even know if corduroy would be the correct terminology to use, but that's what it looked like to me. These were size 12. I've had these for a while and they finally sold for full asking price of $21.99. Then we have an athletic neon green yellow fastest track racerback tank top. This was an extra small and sold for $15. Then there's a Soul Society black Limonada Ruthie pointed flat. These were a really cool find. I wish that they were in my size, but they were at 8.5 and they sold for $25. Then there is a Skonet or Skoonhet, S-K-O with the 2 dots over it, N-H-E-T. I believe it's Swiss or Swedish, I'm not sure. Aztec Boho Baja lace-up hoodie. This was actually a Christmas present to me from my fiance who got it off of Poshmark, but it fit a little bit smaller than what a normal size large would fit. So I resold it or sold it again and it sold for $13. Then we have another full price sale, new with tags, who, what, wear black tank top. It had this really pretty floral trim down the armpits and the shoulder area and a little tie on the side, and it sold for $14.99. Then we have a Travelon Safe ID clutch wristlet set. So this had a bigger clutch and then a smaller, or a bigger wristlet and then a smaller clutch or wallet inside, I guess it could be. There were actually a lot of these posted, listed. They were all kinds of prices, so I didn't really know what to price it at, but I just went for $22.99 and they sold for full asking price. And it didn't take very long, I'd say a few weeks minimum. Then we have a vintage Oreo Munchkin lunchbox cooler, like a cooler pack that you stick in the freezer and then you put it in your kid's lunchbox. This was my mom's. She collected Oreo cookies. She also loves Oreo cookies. Who doesn't, right? The box was a little warped due to some water wear, but the actual cooler itself was in perfect condition and it sold in like a day or two for a full asking price of $9.99. Then we have a Zara black draped plunging neckline bodysuit. This thing felt really nice, but it did have a missing button on one of the cuffs, but it could have easily been fixed and just put another decorative button on it. And it sold for $15. Then another full price sale. Oh no, I did a 15% off sale at the end of March, and this was 15% off. So it's an Ann Taylor Ann Taylor silk blend pastel watercolor tank top, and it sold for $16.99. And it even had some Sharpie mark up here on the shoulder, which I did stain treat. It came out a little bit, but it was still some remnants, but still sold. All right, so this next sale was kind of exciting. So in my denim thread up rescue box, I received the PRPS Prips jeans, the men's jeans, and I was like, what am I gonna do with these? Well, I listed them for $69.99, I believe, and they sold within a few hours of $50. So if you see this brand out and about, pick it up because it's really popular. There aren't too many listings out there for it, especially in men's jeans. So yeah, that one pair of jeans basically paid for my whole thread up denim rescue box. So hallelujah. All right, next is a Melville elastic hem plunging V neckline crop top. This was not brandy Melville, but just Melville, at least I think. It was made in Italy. I really had no clue what to price it at, so it sold for $12. Next is a River City Ransom Nintendo video game. I've had this thing laying around for 15 plus years with all intentions of reselling it when I started my reselling business, but I didn't have a Nintendo to test it. So I cleaned it up, I put it up. $14 is what it sold for. I did note that it's not tested and it sold pretty quickly within a day or two. Next, we have an Athleta Space Dye Purple Pink Razorback athletic tank top, size large. This went through my 15% off promotion and sold for $18.69. Then we have a Rag & Bone Kensington Dark Wash Skinny Leg Jeans. These I purchased from The Real. They did have some issues, not terrible, but some puckering, I believe. And these were a size 30, so great size. And they also sold on my 15% off promotion for $33.99. And we have an Anthropologie Meadow Rue red floral mock neck shirt, sheer blouse, size 12, and sold for $18. And then the last thing was a Coldwater Creek green and yellow cotton woven cord belt, size large and extra large. Still had the tag on it and didn't look worn at all, and it sold for $15. So eBay, on my 28 sales, I had $463.43 in sales. I had $59.24 in fees, giving me a total of $458.19 in a net-ish profit. Now, I do not include my PayPal fees because what I charge for shipping does make up for that most likely. And I also don't share my cost of goods, but I pay anywhere from $1 to $5 for my items, so you can kind of gauge from there. So my total is $599.43 in sales, $87.29 in fees and shipping discounts, giving me a total for March 16th through the 31st of $512.14. So not too bad considering everything that's going on in the world. People are still buying, thankfully. And thank you so much for joining me on this What Sold video. And if you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. You can also hit that bell notification once I post videos, which is at least once a week, and you'll get notified when those pop up. All right, thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.